It is Tech Day 406. I have to say 406 because everybody's like, oh, 406. That's a lot of shows. 2024, episode 6. Let's do it that way. Should I say 4-06? Let me know in the chat here. I'm going to make sure everything is going. Thank you guys all for your patience as I dealt with some technical difficulties. We're doing a tool show today. Lots of cool tech and tools. Like last week, I'm going to show you one product that is not on Amazon. The rest of them you can get on Amazon. A couple that are on sale right now. I'm looking at the sale prices over there, and they're pretty good. Father's Day is coming up, kids' birthdays, other gifts. These make great gifts. Tools are one of those things that you're going to use for a lifetime. I am just double checking that everybody's hearing me okay. I see Jonathan Talks Hardware says, hey, and thank you so much, Jonathan, for helping me out today. He made sure that the time was correct on the stream and everything else was looking perfect. So speaking of that, let me check this camera because I did not look at you. There we go. This is going to be my big camera today. You are going to be doing a lot of work for us because I have the top 4 hand tool screwdrivers, essentially, that Amazon sells. It's a little bit of a different stream. Normally, I get products sent to me. I've got a couple of those that I'll show you as well. But today's show is really going to be the best of the best. And we're going to try these out. We're going to see which ones I like, what I like about them. You can tell me if you're a tool guru or somebody that's just wants to know your way around a screwdriver, check in here first. So I do need to, speaking of first, kick this off talking about this. If you saw my video, I published it just a couple hours ago. Man, that thing is so pretty. This is from Mark Ryden. This is the Ratio Arc Pro. This is an waterproof ABS, so durable backpack. It is for those techie travelers like myself. This one is available right now on Kickstarter. You've got barely 2 days left, a little under 2 days, probably about 38, 39 hours. It's a completely lay flat design if you want to do that. Can carry your laptops and other gizmos here. I'm going to get this thing zoomed out so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. This is the style. So it's got a ton of room. It does have built-in ability to have a power bank. So this is my power bank here that I've included. But it has that power bank ability, so you can very quickly add a power bank and then access it from the outside, waterproof. Then over here, you got storage for your adapter, your mouse. Hey, you know what? I forgot to throw a mouse in there. Why don't I do that? So there's my mouse that goes in there. I didn't notice this last time, but it's a great idea. A separate pocket up here with a zipper. Maybe you can throw anything you want back there. So another back storage. You've got additional storage down here. A lanyard. So this is going to be for your ID card or something, keys maybe on the inside. So it's got a little tiny key retract here. That was kind of a neat feature. More elastic, more pockets on this side for pens and all the other gizmos. Tablet storage down here. I actually threw in my 16-inch portable monitor. So I've got that, as well as my 16-inch MacBook Pro. So you can see here, I've got 32 inches of total screen real estate stuffed in this little, as far as bags go, it is one of the smaller bags that I have in my system here, but that's a very well padded area. So I was comfortable doing that. If I close it all back up, I did show you guys this last week. It does have this zipper over here, so you can do that back pocket. And then when you seal everything up, I'm going to seal this side, and I'm going to PDX LAN this year, and I'm kind of worried about a little bit about security of items. I got to bring a lot of cameras and other stuff with me. So I'm actually looking at this, but check this out. It literally has a lock on the side. So you go ahead and snap one, snap the other, and now I've locked the bag. My code is 000. So super high security passcode, but now that is a locking bag available right now on Kickstarter. So I did want to show you guys that, just because the time is ticking down on that Kickstarter. Let me get that up here on the screen real quick. So Kickstarter. We'll get that going so you guys can see it. And if you have any questions about this, let me know in the chat there. This is an interactive show. You guys are part of it. I'm going to do Microsoft Edge here. Ratio Arc Pro. I'm just pulling this one up. And of course, when you try to find something fast, that's when it's going to make it hard. There it is. the Ratio Arc Pro backpack. I'm going to bring you guys up on the screen here so you guys can see it. So that's what I'm looking at right now. They've got 125 backers, 39 hours to go. Like I said, I don't normally do Kickstarter products, but this company has got designer bags. It has a lot of cool stuff going on in here. There's the 2 different colors there. They have even more colors available. There is the design. It is supposed to mimic a Tesla Model 3. I don't have a Tesla yet. I want one, but wife says no. And there is the waterproof feature that I was talking about last time. So very cool that it is completely waterproof, which is what I need. The ABS hard shell is going to protect everything in there, like they said, and the TSA lock. So a lot of innovation in here. If you want to see what you can actually get this for, this is the currency that they're talking about. It's about $59 if you were on the early bird. Looks like they've got 3 left there. If you want to get the other ones, the Kickstarter exclusive, it's about $69. And there's some other ways you can buy it. You can buy multiples down here. So if you want to get 2, maybe one for you, one for the wife, spouse, significant other, you can do that. And you can save a little bit of money in the process. So just wanted to bring that to your attention because it is available. Link is in the video description down there. So you're going to see a link to that if you were going to be interested in that. Give me 1 second because I got to pull up the Amazon show page because we're going to get the Amazon people in here now. I'm not allowed to show products that are not live on Amazon. So I wanted to get those out of the way. Hey, we got a Randy checking in. Randy says, hello, John. Hey, Randy. He's on the YouTube side. So you can see that with their little icon. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, a bunch of different places. Don't miss out. Now, to kick off the Amazon, I actually have to do some really interesting stuff with this computer back here. Amazon's a little bit tricky, but we're going to make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the Amazon Creator Live app up. I'm going to stream it through here to Amazon so that they get a copy of the stream. So I have to hit this special button, and then I'm going to shut that monitor off so it doesn't get in our way, and we'll go through some of the cool products we have here. So just making sure that we're getting a good stream to Amazon right now, and I'm going to hit go live. 3, 2, 1. We'll see how accurate they are. I'm going to turn this monitor off, and then I'm going to say hey to everybody on Amazon. Hey, is it Amazonians? I'm going to say hey, Amazonians. Perfect. And then I'm going to pull up the first product on our list. The first product on our list just also happens to be the #1 10-piece magnetic screwdriver from Amazon. Now you're like, okay, when do I need a magnetic screwdriver? Every time I need one. I don't have one. This is kind of an interesting case that they deliver this one in. Let me show you here on the side cam. So this is what my father-in-law saw the other day in my to review pile, and he already opened it up. It was like he had to see what was inside of it. I'm going to go ahead and pour these things out so you guys can see them all. But this is the storage that they have. There are 10 screwdrivers in here of various sizes. There are going to be 5 Phillips and 5 of the straight edge or slotted. So now you can see they're already magnetic. They're connecting to each other. Pretty decent magnetism here. You can see the polarization on some of these. They're going to range in size. I'm going to grab a mixture of sizes here just so you can see the different types. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up here on the side camera so you guys can see that. So there's the 3 different sizes. There's going to be some that range from as much as 5 inches. So these are going to be your 125 millimeter 5-inch ones to short stubbies like this guy. So, you know, obviously when you need a screwdriver, sometimes they're not there. I'm going to show you some other places to hold on to them. Let me pull this up. This is our test piece here. So this is my test piece that we're going to use today. And this is going to allow me just to show you what they feel like in use. So I got a drywall screw here. Now, normally overhand, I'm just going to drive that in an existing hole. I'm going to go ahead and tap it, make a new hole. Get you guys here on the side so you can see this. So I'm using their kind of mid-size Phillips with a drywall screw. Not bad. Now, what I'm going to look for, let me bring you guys around because I want you to see this. What I'm looking for is cam out. So when you're pushing on this and it literally slips, like if you don't have enough pressure, that's when it's going to pop. So it's actually, for a drywall screw, this is holding pretty good. We're getting all the way down there. This is not a pre-drilled hole. Not bad. Okay. Another interesting thing about this one specifically, you can see it's got a rounded handle. This is going to have that soft touch plastic. It is going to have a little hole through the back there. Again, you can use this for extra leverage if you want. You can use it for a loop of some sort. Again, if you're breaking something loose, I'll tell you, I'm 45 years old. The hand strength's not what it used to be when I was in my 20s. I'll give you that. So that's in pretty tight. Let's go to the largest size. I want to show you this real quick. So this is that the chrome vanadium on here. Now, I don't believe these are hardened. Maybe the tip is hardened. We'll see. But that is the chrome look. So this is going to be able to get wet and not rust as easily. And then it has that black tip there. So there you go. And actually, that was pretty firm in there. I think we could break the head off of that. This one is definitely engaged and not camming. I don't have to put almost any pressure on this thing either direction. So not bad overall. Coalition Chris comes in and he says the Amazonicans. I like that. I'll go with that. So not a bad set overall. Now the small ones, do those guys work? Let's bring these over here because we work on computers on this channel as well. So I just happen to have a laptop handy. Oftentimes we're working on little tiny screws on a laptop. So we're going to get down here. These little guys, now you need a very sharp tip screwdriver. So this is actually going to be, I believe, this is the smallest tip here. So this is a Phillips Zero. So they all have an indicator of what they are. So this is Phillips Zero, 75 millimeters, 25 millimeters to an inch. So this is a 3-inch screwdriver. Not bad. Okay. Magnetic. Let's see. They're supposed to all be magnetic. It is. It's holding. Not bad. So we're going to do one more of these, and then we're going to compare this to its competition, and we're going to see which one is better overall. So not bad. Definitely good magnetism on those. I'm going to go ahead and put those back in. How many of you guys have worked on these Dell laptops? You know, I like the back of this. I'll give you that, what I was doing here, and you'll see it as I bring this camera up. When I am taking screws in and out of laptops, if I got to do a bunch of these at once, I'm going to go ahead and put it here. I'm going to use my hand flat. Now, this doesn't have any sort of, bearing or anything, but I'm just literally turning like this. That's how I've just learned to do it over time. And that makes it really easy. So it spins pretty well. This is one of the sharpest tips that they have. And you can see the difference. So this is going to be the Phillips 1, the PH1. And this is 125. So this is the full size 5-inch. Now, what I thought was interesting is the 0 is the 3-inch, the 5-inch is the 1, and then the thickest Phillips is the stubby. This guy over here, that's 38 millimeters, or 1.5 inches. So interesting. That was kind of a choice on their part. Again, to put the largest head on the smallest body was kind of interesting to me. But we're going to go ahead and put this in real quick, and we will move on to the next one in our test. So that's working pretty well. Not bad on the laptop test there. I am going to show you some really cool stuff, by the way. Part of what got me into picking all of these up is, one, I could never find the right screwdriver when I needed it. And two, I couldn't find organization to store all these. So I've got some other products coming up. Stick around. This is the Ryker bag. This is the Ryker bag Pro. So this is the even bigger one. I've got another more affordable tool bag. So I got some storage that'll go with these. So if you're interested in picking one of these up, put it in the cart, but don't check out just yet because you may want another one of these. And if you do purchase one of these, let me know. I'm going to check the Amazon chat. If you do, you get a ring on the bell here. Somebody else was looking at some of the stuff I've got coming up. They were watching on Twitter today, not Facebook, because Facebook was down. And I was like, maybe I need to do a giveaway. Now, Amazon's really stringent about giveaway rules, but YouTube isn't. So we might have to do a YouTube giveaway for some of these tools. So I'm going to put this off to the side with its thank you card. The one thing that is tough that I was told is putting it back in cleanly into this carrying case. So I was able to get it in. There we go. So now it's back in the carrying case. I'm going to scoot this back out and we'll introduce the next product up. And that Armitage. This is the number 2 ranked screwdrivers on Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and switch it here on the Amazon. I see a couple people looking. Nobody's hit buy yet. Okay, so these ones are actually on sale today. I'll go take a look at both of these once we wrap up the two 10-piece kits. Same concept here. Now, this isn't the chrome vanadium, but this is a satin finish chrome, fully hardened, it says here. So that's on the little thing that you see there. So right at the bottom there, it's going to say satin finished chrome, fully hardened. Well, what does that mean? If it is what I think it is, this could be really cool. So if this is actually hardened, that means the tips on all these are going to be hardened. And this one actually comes with a little bit of a bonus. So it's a 10-piece, but it's actually a 12. And it is cheaper right now. The other one was $14.97. I just checked earlier. This kit right here is actually a little bit cheaper. So let's go through and see what we get. Very similar construction here. I'm looking at these. They're almost exactly the same size. So this one is a PH1. This is going to be a PH2 for Phillips there. Let me go ahead and put the rest of these in order. So this is supposed to be a 10-piece kit. So you're getting a couple of each size, obviously. But there's something else that's kind of cool about this one. So yeah, I like the arrangement of these. You're getting this. Now, I didn't think I would use this. I'll show you guys on the top down here. Maybe you guys can figure out what this is already. So this is in this little bag. It's a keychain and two of these black screwdriver, almost like keys, but one is a Phillips and one is a straight, slotted. So I was like, wow, this is cool. So you can throw that in there and throw that on your keychain. So this is basically coming with a bonus set. So you've got another extra couple, and this is $10. This is $9.99 right now on Amazon. It's tagged in the carousel. Links are in the description if you're trying to check it out. Comes with this basic case, which honestly, it's going to pop through pretty quickly, but I've got some cooler stuff coming up to store it in. Let's test these out here. I'm going to bring back our old test bench. Let's see if it looks better on this one. Oh yeah, much better angle here. A couple things I'm checking for is one, the magnetism on them. So they are magnetic. You can see that. That's picking that up. Okay, not bad. This is the largest size. I'm gonna go ahead and start that. And then I'm gonna start turning it in. This is a drywall screw. Now I could tell you as far as hand feel goes, let's take a look here real quick. The back of this is super smooth. The sides are very grippy. And part of the reason they're actually more grippy than the other ones is you see this is not rounded. So this is going to have that, oh, what is it? The hexagon shape. Not an octagon, hexagon shape here, six-sided. And it's actually not bad. I thought I was going to actually like the rounded more. This one gives me something to grip against. Now the handle, it does not feel as big in the hand on this, and actually the stubby ones, all these feel a little bit narrower. So again, depending on the size of your hands, this little stubby one would, I think, be difficult to use. I'm going to switch it out. So the little stubby one might be difficult to use just because the base is so much smaller. It's not like a baseball. Here we go. Ron Moore says, Will Riker bag. Where's the beard? I love it. Ron, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll get into that. So not bad. So yeah, even with the stubby one, I'm able to put up some pretty good pressure. I think I would get more pressure on the previous set than I would from this one. So that's one drawback, is I think I could get more pressure just on the handles on the previous set are a little different. So let's do my other test here with the laptop. We'll try the smaller gauge screws and see how those do. So we've got these. I'm going to go to the top down. I'm picking one of their smallest ones, and these things are, by the way, super duper light. Very, very easy to handle. If anything, I'd be a little bit worried about dropping or losing them because they are so light here. I'll bring you guys over. I'm going to go ahead and try the old way. You know what? This one, because the end is so small, it doesn't actually spin as easily. These are actually maybe a little bit too thin for my hands. So if you have smaller hands, maybe this would be a good set. I am making quick work of these screws though. And we have to check on the other one to check that cam out issue just to see how they're gripping. But yeah, so far, small screws, I just did 4 screws that fast. You know, it definitely can move through them. Liking that. Let's take a look for magnetism. Sorry. Not bad. How many screws can I pick up? So I've got all 3 of the screws here. picked up with just the magnet from the other one finally dropped. Yeah, so magnetism is good on these. And what's interesting to me on this one is the hardened nature. So I'm guessing the other ones must be hardened too, just for safety. You want the fastener to give before your screwdriver bends. But if you notice, a lot of times, like you're using bits in a drill and they tend to wear out, or the bit starts to, get chowdered at the top, that can be because they're not hardened. So these are all hardened. That worked really well. Let me go back over here to the original. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see about cam out. So I'm going to see, if I don't put nearly any pressure, it's actually working really well. This is engaged really well. So the tips on these working really, really well. I see an Arctic Wolf. Welcome. Good to see you on the show. This is a completely live show. Oh no. Speaking of that, I want one that can replace my stolen screwdriver. Sorry about that, Jonathan. Oh, that stinks. Let's see what we can do. Elmas says, I wonder if it can go on a socket. That's a really good question. I've actually got something for you coming up here, so stick around. And then Pinky, he was just wondering, just the tip? Yes, just the tip, just for a bit. There we go. So this one is the Artisan version. I'm going to put them both together because I'm going to make a thumbnail real quick. Yeah, you guys didn't know it, but you're actually making content with me right now. So we're going to put this one out. So these were the two options that we started out with. And you know what? Depending on your hand size, that would be the thing that I would say right away. Let's start with. So let's order these by size as quick as we can. The one thing I like about the yellow set, let me get these organized and then we can talk through them. Okay. Last couple here. Now, do we have a thumbnail shot? We got to check for our thumbnail shot. Okay, is that close enough to a thumbnail? Close enough, like that. Okay, so let me give you a quick recap on the two different models that we have here, and we'll talk about it. So obviously the Nikos, we started out with those. That's the blue set. One of the problems I see right away with the blue set is that the highest pitch, so if you're going to use this for construction or anything, right here on this one, this is only a PH1 or Phillips 1. It's kind of a medium Phillips. It's not the thickest. The thickest Phillips they put over here on this one, and then on this other one here. So this is going to be your Phillips 2 4-inch. So it's not on the largest one. Over here, let's see. So this is the same thing, PH1, very, very similar. But look at the size difference on the handles. So the longest one here has the skinniest handle. So depending on what your hand grip is on these, there's the rounded on these guys. So there's the difference in grip size already. This is a little bit thicker grip. The yellow ones are not. If you do spin the driver in your palm a lot, like I was doing with that, you're going to want the flatter back. This one is going to have that hexagon shape. So both, pretty decent deals. I do like the fact that this comes with a couple little bonus pieces, those mini keychain ones that you can put in there. Let's get you those on the side so you can see those again. So there's your little keychains. So those are what you get in a bonus, and those weren't even listed in the listing, I don't think, on this one. So you're getting a little bit of a bonus there. So that's the first two products up. I'm going to show you, stick around, I'm going to show you some cool stuff on how to store them, because I'm running into that too. If you can't find your tools, that's one thing. And if you can't keep them safe, I apologize to my mom. When I was a kid, I used to take all of her really nice Craftsman tools, and I think this is what's getting me. This is why my kid terrorizes me when it comes to tools and things that are dangerous. I used to leave them out in the yard, and they would get all sorts of rusted. So these are all chrome plated. Hopefully they won't rust. I'll just take them on my boat for a few weeks, and we'll find out, because salt water can do that to anything. So hope you guys are having a great night. Jonathan Talks Hardware is coming in with the I got bare hands. You probably got some big hands there, John. So it'd be nice to do that. These are not LTT screwdrivers, so you don't have to worry about that. I know everybody's going to be like, what about the LTT screwdriver? That's not on Amazon that I know of. So, but yeah, there you go. So let's talk about where to store these here in just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and show you maybe a different option here. So we'll talk about that here in just 1 second. Let me get you guys all queued up here. One quick thing that we haven't talked about is how to store these kind of things. So this is not going to last I don't think very long. You're going to use this a couple times. You're going to use it as the gift that you give people. There we go. Hey, Chuck's in here. I love it. Chuck is getting his kid one each of the screwdrivers, man. Great idea, man. What a great way to start out when you're working on computers and stuff. If you guys know Noah in here, Chuck's his dad. So hopefully Noah's not watching, but he was just letting me know that on the Amazon chat. So as far as a place to store all these screwdrivers, one of the things, you've got bags and other storage. I've got just a bin that I carry around with me, but I've been having so many troubles with the stuff falling into the bottom that I'm looking for. I want to show you a couple options for that. So let me put this off to the side. This one is available on Amazon right now. This is a magnetic tool holding strip. Now, there's a 7-piece kit here. Let's go on the top down. We'll do an unbox together. I'm really excited to see if this is going to work. Because this is actually going to keep all of your screws and screwdrivers handy. This thing is very heavy, by the way. I'm going to be happy to get this out because this thing is suspiciously heavy for what it looks like. I'm going to pull these out. So you're getting these strips right here. Now, these strips are magnetic. You can see my, I don't want to have the knife blade out, but you can see my multi-tool that I use a lot is literally held onto there. So that's one. Now this is 2. This one is stuck on, and I'll show you the little bonus piece that they're giving you. So they have a logo. If they didn't have a logo, man, I would say use these in a kitchen because that's so cool looking. I can't wait to use these out in my workshop. I even think I might put one in here somewhere. So it's going to come out with, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tool strips. But the other thing it's going to come with is this screw magnet. So what's neat about that is when I have extra screws, I can just literally throw them on the screw magnet just like that while I'm working, and I won't lose them. I can't tell you how many times you got a desk full of screws and they go. It also has this really kind of ingenious clip, so you can clip it onto a bag. Maybe you got a satchel or something. You're working hands-free. But what I want to do is I want to mount these real quick to my board over here, and we're going to go ahead and arrange all of our stuff. So if you guys have been on the show before, you've noticed this board. The other side of it is what I test all my smart home stuff on. I'm going to go ahead and grab these out, and I figure what better way to store them than to use the screwdrivers to basically mount their storage system. So this is that new set that I got. I'm going to go ahead and open one of these screws up. They do look like they have drywall anchors. I'll show you what these look like on the side here. So they look like they've got their own drywall anchors, but I don't think you're going to need them because these things are not that heavy. Now, I didn't draw a straight line here. It looks like 2. These things literally have 2 screws each. So they're serious about this. I also want to check spacing on it, but I haven't. I'm guessing, let's see. Did I keep the tape measure down here? Oh, no, of course not. So, but I'm guessing they're a stud length apart. That would be the brilliant thing to do if we were to do something. And what I'm going to do is mount these real quick. I'm going to go back to the front camera. So I'm going to mount this real quick, and then we're going to be able to actually put the stuff on it real fast. So luckily this is just a thin piece of 1/2-inch drywall. I'm going to do a real light screwing in of this. Before we add too many of these, I'm going to show you another trick of another tool that I've got to make this go a little bit faster. Hey, Paul's checking in. Here we go. He says, hey, John. Hey, Paul. Welcome to the show tonight. Looks like you got plenty of you guys checking in. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This is kind of my regular Tuesday time slot. So I'm putting these on because I want a way to magnetically mount all of these screws that I've got. So I'm just tightening these down, making sure they're making good contact, which they are. This one needs to go down a little bit more, it looks like. Oh, that one might be slipping a little bit. Okay, so a couple ways you could do that. You can mount them this way. You can mount them this way. So again, not a bad system. The little ones, this is what I was worried about and what I wanted to test. The little screwdrivers, how will these line up? So not bad, not bad. So that's one good way to kind of throw these together. This kit right here is available on Amazon right now, $24 for 6 pieces. Now, what's cool, if you got kids or kids that have tools, now I can fit looks like almost the entire set down here. I think if I rearrange the shorties and stubbies, I can fit almost a full set on just one of these. So, buy a kit of these of 6, use 2 in one place in your workshop, use a couple in the garage, give a couple away to the friends. And then you've got that screw mount kit, which is pretty cool too. So one of the highest rated right now on Amazon, but there's more. So let me go ahead. I'm going to put these out of the way for just a second, and they're super magnetic. So I'm not going to put it on any of my computers. So let me put that over here because I want to do something interesting here. I'm going to show you the next product that I've got up here. And that's one I've had for almost a year. I need to make sure this is on the Amazon. If you're getting tired of hand screwdriving all of these things in, oh, look, I'm seeing a couple people got the checkout here. I haven't seen any checkouts fully yet, but a couple people have things in their cart. So I see you guys on there. This is from Skil, S-K-I-L. This is a 4-volt rechargeable multi-tool. So essentially you're going to be able to use different bits. So it's a bit driver, but it has so much more than just bit driving in it. And I'm going to talk about that right now. Let me make sure I've got this lined up. So a couple things about it. It does have, if we come down here, I'm going to have to zoom in a little for you. So this little unit right here, very easy to manipulate. So it's like a regular screwdriver in size. One, it's got lights. So now I'm going to be able to light up my work surface. So when I'm driving those screws, I can do that. It does have this retention. So you pull back, you're not going to drop the bits out of this. Somebody was asking earlier about a bit driver. It has, let me show you this, an entire bit case of security Torx in there. That's with the holes in them. It's going to have your Allen driver. So if you're putting together IKEA furniture like I was earlier, you've got that. It's going to have your star Torx. It's going to have your slotted. Now, if you don't want to use the extension, you can pull this out, put this back over here. You can use these Phillips heads. It's got a couple of them. This is your standard Phillips 2. And so now I can drive a screw in, and it drives really quick. One of the problems I've had in the past, now I've talked to you guys before about a lot of these. One of the problems I've had in the past is RPM. Whether you have these little computer multi-screwdrivers or whatever, these other powered ones, they've got lights and other stuff, but not fast enough. There, you can see the rotational speed, hopefully. And then this one, much faster. Again, it's got a little wobble in there, a little slop. But let's go ahead and put a couple screws in to this rail, and I'm going to mount another rail with it just so you guys can see how much faster and easier this is. Now, this one is available on Amazon. It is a little bit more expensive. It's available on Amazon for $39 right now. But I follow a bunch of people that work in the trades on YouTube, and it was funny because I actually saw this and I ordered it because of one of those referrals. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. One-handed operation, the magnetism, not very good. I'll show you how to fix that here in just a second too. So the bits are not as magnetic as I would like. I'll give you that. But one-handed, now I'm putting this into drywall, so we're not talking about the end of the world here, but I'm actually able to drive this, you see, completely one-handed because the operation is actually done with the wrist here. So it's all in the wrist. So I'm able just to turn this wheel and start it to go forward and backwards. So I can, again, put more screws in. Let's put one more, and I'll show you the forward and backward momentum that this thing has. So again, just mount it here, forward. Now, if I want to take that same one out backwards, and it's coming out, it's drywall, so it's really soft. So there it goes in and out that easily. Couple other hidden features of this one. So we talked about the Torx, we talked about all those other features. Let me plug this guy in. I'm going to flick this all the way around. We're going to plug this into the desk, and I'm going to show you a very interesting feature that I found about it, which is very different than anyone I've seen before. So if you look at this, this is my test stand. I've got my Wyze floodlight from last show that we had up here. I don't know if I plugged that thing back in properly. We're going to have to find out here. Give me 1 second. I'm just making sure I got all my stuff plugged in. Okay, looks like it is. I'm going to go ahead and plug this into my desk and hope nothing pops. Oh, we're good. Okay, so this little light down here is telling me that this is on. So that means I've got power to up here. I've got a light that's on up here. This has a secret hidden trick. If you see right there, it has that little light on there. So, or sorry, that little lightning bolt. And see down here, it's got that little lightning bolt sticker button. I can take this. Do you hear that? Oh, there's my floodlight. This has a built-in non-contact voltage detector and a red light there. That red light comes on as soon as you have voltage near it. So if you're working in the trades, again, you're down underneath something and you're like, okay, is that line hot? You can literally use your screwdriver now. I'm going to turn this light off. You can use your screwdriver now, and this is going to be, again, cold, which it is, to detect if you've got live voltage. So before you screw a screw in or something, just, swing that by it. So pretty cool feature. Let's take a quick gander at Amazon on these. You've seen that URL going across the bottom. So you've seen, that Amazon shop. Let me take you over there and you'll see what I see. So you can see all of the items here. If you look for show 406 there, this is going to have all of the products. Now, I just showed you the magnetic tool holder here. So we can go into this one. One of the highest rated on Amazon. And for the price, the 7-piece is the best deal per strip if you're looking for magnetic strip organizers. So very good. It's showing the amount of weight that it can carry. So a little bit more than I was noticing, but these tools are not as heavy, I'm guessing, some of the other ones. So that's one of the items that we were looking at. Let's go back here. I'm going to go back one page. This is that skill that I was just telling you about. So you can see a little bit better picture that they have here of the kit. Now it does have very, very small Phillips, but I'll tell you, if you're looking from a nerd perspective for something that's going to work inside computer cases, not as good. And the other thing is, if you need something with incredibly high torque, this is going to have duration. Like I've used this for an hour, taking apart a craft box, putting it back together and some stuff. No problem at all. So it's got duration, longevity. It's not going to have a ton of torque. But the funny thing about it is, because it's a screwdriver, you can actually manually use it if you need to torque it down. So you can get that screw almost all the way down. And if you really need to torque it down, just torque it by hand with the whole unit, which is great. The one thing I don't like, you see that little tiny skill bit driver holder? I could never figure out how to get that thing to work right. That's supposed to be able to hold the bits in a little bit tighter, but overall $39.87. That's one of them. There's another one that they're actually selling now. This little guy, I'm tempted to get it on another show because it's even smaller. If you're looking for something that can fit just inside your hand, this looks like an incredible value here. So I'm excited to see that one. You may see that again on a future show. This is the Twist, the small version. That's about half the price, but $39.87 right now for that one. So I'm going to take a quick look at the chat and see if I missed anybody here. Somebody saying, "Hey John, it's crooked." Yes, I know. I might have to get a level in my next show, right? So we can do that. But yeah, lots of neat tool organizing and holding capabilities here. Let me go ahead and take a look. Can it extend, especially if you have a massive towel or cooler? Now, you can, yes, Jonathan, to answer your question, you can extend this. It does have a bit extender. Let me show you that here on the side. So it's going to have this standard 1/4 inch. You could actually stack multiples of these, but that's where things start to get wonky. So let's look at this. That's about the length, Jonathan, that it gets. So not bad, but I got a better tool coming up I'll show you about, especially if you like ratcheting. So there you go. So that does work if you want to stack them. It doesn't hold the bits in aggressively like it does with the positive reinforcement of the lower part here. So that is from Skill, one of their interesting products. And like I said, I watch a bunch of YouTubers. It is rechargeable, and that's one of the features that I like about it here. So it does come with a recharger. The only drawback, this again, it might be their older style, it is micro USB. So it's not USB-C, and it charges on the back here, charges very quickly. And so you can recharge, half hour to an hour, the thing's back ready to go. So it's kind of like a Makita in that way, how those things charge faster. But lots of people have been using these just for simple, if you're taking a bunch of screws or something out, you don't want to have repetitive strain. And that is from the Skill company. So very cool. I'm going to move some things out of the way here, and we're going to break back into hand tools and some new stuff. I'm taking a look at the chat. Rome Knows Tech's dropping in on Amazon. Rome Knows Tech, I see you there. Say hi and bringing you a few people. I'm ending my stream. Rome, thank you so much. A stream raid. I haven't had that, I don't think, ever. So I appreciate Rome Knows Tech taking the time to drop in here. I see a couple of you guys watching. The next item is going to be the Riker Pro. Now, that's what I have on the list here. Now, like I said, I've actually gone from several different tool organizing systems. I've gone from a very deep toolbox, which you tend to lose things get rolled around. And I wanted to be a little bit more organized. So I started looking around, and this is the Riker Pro roll-up tool bag. Now, what's a roll-up tool bag, you're asking? Well, I'm about to show you, and this is really cool. You open it up, and you literally roll out all of these little tool bags, mini bags inside of here. Okay, so what's inside of those things? Well, I've organized them by type. So I've got my tape measure, which I could have used a little bit ago. So that's one aspect here. I've got some network cables. I've got a mini screwdriver. I've got some zip ties here, or some Velcro ties. And that's all that's in that one. And then the next one here is actually my network go-to. So I've got a full-size Klein Tool Scout Pro 3. Awesome tool, by the way. I've got my Klein Tools pass-through crimper. Pass-through forever. You know, everybody hates pass-throughs, but man, they're so easy, and it makes it really nice. I got a couple couplers because you need that board stretcher. This is the perfect cable stretcher when you need to make a little bit longer cable. These are going to be the extra pieces for the Scout, so the Terminator, so you can find things. I got a whole bin of, looks like 100 of the RJ45 pass-throughs, so I can go do a ton of passing through and terminating with this. But I'll show you something that's really neat about this tool bag. So let's say I want to go do a network job. I get in my car, I've got this, I roll it out. I can literally pull this off. Now, yes, you just saw that, right? I can literally pull all of my network tools out and have one little satchel here that has everything I need to do RJ45. Now, when I get back, I just put it right back in the bin, and I'm good to go. Let's keep taking a look at the rest of this. Next one up here. Let's say I'm doing cable TV. I do some SDI at our church. I've had to do some SDI cables up in the attic. There's all these BNC connectors and some of the adapters. I've even got my little drywall saw. It looks like I sneaked in here. So I've got that. I'm going to have a coax jacket cutter, so I can, trim that back. So I've got all that. And again, this one is also removable. So you can see all of these come out individually like that. They can go back in. You can reorder them. And what I was really excited about, and why I wanted to get some of these Phillips screwdrivers, is this center one, which I already dropped a little bit of the surprise out. But this center one actually folds up. And the other day when I was looking for my screwdrivers, this is one of the only ones I could find nearby, and it's old and starting to rust. And I had a pair of needle nose. So what I wanted to do was to take one of our tool kits here. So whether it's this one or the others, and I can literally fill up this bag here. Now you can put them underneath if you want. You can order them by size. Now the problem here is you can't really tell what they are. You notice that? Now I'll tell you, I'll give you a little hint. I got another set coming up here. I've got a 6-piece. And if you take a look at that, the ends are printed of what they are. This is from Harden. It's lower on the list of our products today. I think that's what I'm going to fill this up with, because I don't need as many sizes, but I would like a good selection, and I want the end to have what it actually is, a Phillips, flathead, whatever, printed on the back. So that's there. So very good. See Good in the house. I see you all there on Amazon. Thanks for checking in. So I'm just going to put a couple of these in just for show real quick here. And then I can roll these up, and I will go back here and put this back on so you can see it. So now I can put that back in. Now the overall bag, when you're ready to go, you've got about 3 different ways you can do this. So you can take and just use the handle. Now I'm going to go back out to the outside, and this is my tool bag. So I have access to every single tool I need. I watched a reel the other day, Instagram or YouTube or whatever it was. They're all doing the same thing. I was watching a reel the other day. It was a locksmith. He had the Riker bag He goes there, he opens it up, goes right to this, flips this open, has exactly what he needs in like 2 seconds, and he bumps a lock and gets right in. So that was another really interesting thing. So this is the Ryker Pro. It's not cheap, but it's going to be a bag that's going to last for a very long time. I'd love to check the warranty on it too. So it's $44.90 right now. It is 26% off. So if you're looking for something maybe for dad, maybe you need a set of screwdrivers, like a 6-piece set or a 10-piece, maybe one of these bags. You could also stuff all of those screwdrivers into one of these bins. One thing that I would have liked is somewhere that I could write on what I have in each one, because these are identical. There's no identifying marks on these bins. So if you got back and let's say you transpose these two, you wouldn't know exactly which one was which. And so even if they had a couple stars maybe or something that you could visually connect. Now this bottom one does not come off, but the middle 3 do. And you can actually rearrange them. There's also this very long slot here. I should have shown earlier. So let's say you've got a tool that does not fit in one of those bags for some reason. Maybe you got a long drill bit that I've used those in the past. You can fit those down this middle section here. So this is the Ryker bag we're checking out. A couple other things. So we said that you could use the handle. You can also strap it. I'm just trying to make sure I don't catch the main handle in here. You can use these straps and you can go over, and it's got buckles. So if you want this thing to be a tight roll, and you don't want a possibility of that little handle coming out, you could actually roll it up this way and use these buckles to hold the thing together. So there you go. So that is the Ryker Pro. That's what it looks like here. Now, the last thing you saw here is this shoulder strap. It looks like it's adjustable. It's adjusted pretty high. So you could either go completely over, do a crossbody. You could wear it on your shoulder. So you've got that. So you walk into a business, you know, if you're coming in, you got your toolkit, you put it down, unclip 2 things, and you're ready to go. So how cool would that be? Very excited about this. This is the Pro bag. Let me show you one other feature. It's going to take a little bit to get this thing up here. And we'll see if I can use a couple of these screws from our kit and put this in together real fast. There's another feature that it has if you're going to be attaching it. Maybe you get back to your workshop, garage, house, whatever it is. I have not done this before, but we're going to do it now. I'm going to go ahead and drive one over here. Okay. And I'm going to take the unit here. It actually has eyelets at the top. So I could put this on that eyelet. I'm just hooking it on one for now. I could take this other eyelet, measure out kind of where. Now, don't tell me it's not level, RJ. So there you go. So now you have that thing mounted out here. So when you get back and you just want to access your tools, you've got it mounted. There's a couple extra pockets I didn't mention up here. So again, maybe you got a bunch of nails for your job and you want to put them in a bag here. So they've got this little tiny satchel that you can use. So I haven't put anything in those. I was thinking of putting some more RJ45s or something. So there's that. And again, another quick way to mount that. I'm going to take a look and see if we got any questions. Somebody says, feels like you broke it until I saw the Velcro. Yes, yes. I try not to break things on the show. I have broken things on the show before. So there you go. Now that's the Ryker Pro. I'm not going to go in as much detail, but I have the original Ryker bag, the first one that came out. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this up, put this through the handle, and I'll show you a couple differences on it. It is a little bit more affordable. The original Ryker bag right now is $10 cheaper. And that's this one right here. It's a little bit more olive colored. You can see I've just got it strapped by the handles. It's a little bit smaller. So, you know, you've got a little bit less, and these are not removable. So you're giving up a few things, but if you don't have as many tools to carry with you, this is a great way. Now you've got that handle here as well. Other little things, it's got a mesh pocket here on the outside, it looks like. So you can put some stuff out there. Has the same closures as the other one. So it's got these straps that you can click through. This one, again, I've put a couple extra tools in here. This is my electrical tools. And you'll see my electrical screwdrivers. Those are all insulated. So we use that when you're doing electrical. I actually have another product I'm going to show on a future tool show. This is a laser distance measure. Man, this makes quick work of installing Gotta turn that back off. Of installing blinds and other things, or getting measurements when you need to. So again, very similar in concept. I've got my extra hand tools here in this one. So this is going to be more of my industrial electrical bag, whereas the other one's a little bit more high tech, more cabling. I've got my non-contact voltage detector. If I'm doing electrical, I'm going to have that Zotex socket that I showed you before. Looks like I even put a tone generator in here. I don't know why I have that in this one. And then in the last spot here, I have a light and a stud finder. So got a couple different options if you need. So there you go. So that is the Ryker original bag. Same concept as before we talked about. So can be hung up here if you just need to take it on the go, you roll it up real fast. And then you put the handle through. And now you've got something that's really easy to take with you. If you want to do it even tighter, you roll it up like a little knapsack here. And you buckle these buckles. Now, this is basically a canvas bag. We'll go check the Amazon site here in a second. You can see them. Both of these are great options. Again, super cool Father's Day gift. If you're looking for something way ahead of time here, maybe I'll bring these back on Father's Day and you can see them. But that's the original Ryker bag, and there's the Ryker logo. It does have extra clips around on this one. This one does not, it looks like, have, unless my kid got to it, doesn't look like it has the over-the-shoulder carry strap, but you could add something to it if you want. So that is the original Ryker. We're going to go over here to Amazon, and we're going to take a quick look at the Amazon page for those. So this is the original Ryker, or no, this is the Pro. Sorry, I clicked on first here. And you can see everything. If you're a mechanic, you can put mechanic tools. They've got a hammer in that center spot. They've got a level, which, again, I should be using today. It does look like it has a shoulder strap, so I'm going to have to go see where that got left in all of the hustle here. And then they're using that bottom one for a bunch. Oh, the Pro does have a shoulder strap. Sorry. Yeah, we knew that one. So these are removable. That's the overall, the look you're looking at right there. Let's go back and take a look at the other one. So then this is the traditional Ryker bag, very highly rated, 3,169 reviews, and this thing's got 4.7 stars. There's a 5% coupon on it, which makes it about $34. So it's about $10 cheaper, if you will, than the other one. There's the oh, that totally looks like a Seattle hipster, doesn't it? You sure that picture wasn't taken in Seattle? If I could just see the Birkenstocks on him, then we'd know. But there's the size and dimensions on it. 3-year warranty. So that answers that question on this one. Let's see what the warranty is on the Pro, if it actually tells us. Detachable, 3-year warranty as well on the Pro. So both of these fairly well manufactured warranties on tool items that go multiple years, especially things like bags, which generally get beat up. That's pretty slick. So I like that. I'm going to take a quick look at the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything from anyone, and then we'll scoot on to our next product. Yeah, so the bear, I'm going to call you the bear now, John, says, I could fit it in my backpack. Well, I hope so. I do have one more. If you're looking for something like that, but budget is the name of the game for you, I do actually have one for you today. Give me 1 second. Need my cough button, see? I had to turn the audio off for a second. Now, this one is the first time I've opened this one. I saved this one to do an unbox with you guys. I have to hide the barcodes because Amazon gets really weird about that in the videos later. But this one is actually from a company called WorkPro. I'm going to go ahead and get my unboxing gizmos out. And we're going to see if I can cut that open. So from WorkPro, this is their more affordable version of the Ryker bag, if I had to say. So if you got the Ryker bag in your cart, hold on a second, because this one might be enough for you. This is a different color scheme. You can see right away. It does have the same concepts. I'm getting some loose, looks like some material from when it was manufactured, some extra string. Removable. I like that it has eyelets here. I do like that it has these tabs on the end, so that's good if you got gloves on. But this is from WorkPro. This is a roll-up bag concept, so doesn't have as nice of a feel, but you know what? This one is $19.79 right now. That's my birth year for all these identity thieves. It's from 1979 right now on Amazon. there's some of the information about it, their tool bags, and there's a big thank you from them. So let's take a look real quick. I have not loaded this one up yet. So, pretty deep. It is going to have kind of that plasticky feel on the vinyl on here. So it looks like coated vinyl of some sort, or nylon. So yeah, so it's got that coating, whereas the other one looks more natural. But that's probably going to help with the durability. It doesn't feel as thick overall, but again, you're getting a more discount version of it. Let's take a look at these straps. So once you have this thing loaded in full, you're going to roll it up. These straps have retainers up here. I kind of like that. That might be something Riker could take a look at, because theirs tend to just like flop around. They are adjustable. So when you get it full, you can adjust these larger, which they'll need. There is no over shoulder strap, and there is no hand grip support that like a satchel way to hold this. But that's the couple drawbacks. It only has those clips. It does have the ability to hang up. So once you get it full, you get back to your workshop, you can have a couple pegs that maybe this thing lives on. So you come back, you do a service call or something, you come back and you put this on the pegs, and you've got all your tools ready to go. I do like that when it is vertical, the tops of this are actually open on the top side, whereas the other one I believe opens in the middle. I guess depends on how you put that Velcro down, but this actually makes a little more sense if it's mounted vertically, or maybe even like a service vehicle or a van. If you had this thing mounted up, I could definitely see that being a little easier. So $19, not a bad deal if you're looking for something to organize. Maybe you're grabbing something for the kids for the first tool organizer. So this is from WorkPro, another great option if you're looking at tool storage. Believe it or not, we're down to the last three products, and that was that fast. Last three products are really cool. I've got two more screwdriver sets to show you, and these are the 6-piece. These are the number 1 and 2 6-piece screwdriver sets on Amazon. So this is from Hardin Tools. Hardin right there, the big orange brand. A couple things I like about it. I have not opened these up, so this is going to be an original unbox. But a couple things I liked about it right away that I showed you before. It has the size and the type on the box. Well, okay, on the handle. But you know what I mean there from Tommy Boy. So, having just that information makes it a whole lot easier when you're going to go grab a screwdriver. Now, this one is also $9.95. So it's matching some of the lowest price here. The only one that's slightly lower is our next one. But again, nice feel on this screwdriver. So I'm just taking a look, and yeah, very natural. The largest size screwdriver here has the largest size tip. So for construction work, if you need a Phillips 2, that's what this one looks like. Phillips 2 by 125. The other ones did not have that. So definitely feels good in the hand. It's a rounded grip. There you go. So rounded, there's no scalloping like the other ones, the hexagon. So fits in the hand really well. Let's go ahead and give it our standard test, and then I will go ahead and get to work here. So this is our board. We've got our couple drywall screws, checking the tension. I was going to have to put a new one in here, so let's do that real fast. So putting a new hole, drywall screw, cutting it in. Well, that drywall screw is getting old. It's not going in, or I found a knot in the board. Yeah, that one does not want to go in anymore. Okay, here we go. So not bad. Not driving as straight. Maybe I'm just getting tired. So not bad. It does have that hole in the top. Now that did just cam out there if I didn't have enough on it. I'll try to give it a little bit too much pressure and see if it comes out or pops. No, came out. So it definitely can put some pressure on it. Now let's take a look at that tip. It did lose some of that black satin coating in there. So you can see how we'll do this. See how the tip lost a little bit of metal on this? So this is the 6-piece. It looks like it was just the coating. So these must also be hardened. I'm going to take a look real quick. This is their $9.99 6-piece screwdriver set. It is tempered. So CRV 6150 and tempered. So not necessarily hardened from Hardin, which is kind of a funny naming situation there. But that's what's printed on the back. Somebody in the chat can look up what CRV 6190 mean, or 6150. That sounds like the steel. So I don't know if that's the chrome vanadium steel 6150 rated, but yeah, you know, I'm definitely not driving this screw. This screw must have got bent along the way. I'm not driving that one as good as I used to. I'm going to take a quick look at the other ones that are in here. The one thing I don't like about packaging like this, it seems like it's impossible to open without cutting yourself, and I'm going to do my best not to cut myself. So the other one gets points just for coming in a nice reclosable bin. And man, what a missed opportunity if this doesn't have what I think it does. Oh, you know what? I'll give them that. I'll give them points on that. So what they did here is they literally comes with the world's flexiblest, cheapest mount, but that's better than zero. So I guess if you're working for a home shop, maybe you could mount this to your wall. It's got a couple little screw holes, and then you got your 6-piece right there. So that's better than zero. Let's put it that way. It's better than not coming with one, and then you've got the 6-piece right there. Not bad. Let's take a look at all these, and I'm going to do the test on the laptop real quick. So this is the $9.99 6-piece set from Amazon. Just trying to get a feel to them overall. These are very light. This is the smallest size. So you're getting kind of a small, medium, large in this. They are stamped chrome vanadium on there, so that's what the CVR must be on there. Jonathan Talks Hardware says even smaller, better chance of fitting in a backpack. I'm guessing that's a hint. Jonathan, do I need to send you a gift? You must have had a birthday recently, so if I need to send you another YouTuber care package, I might have to do that. If this one fits, that might be the one. Let me know. So here we go. I'm going to bring the laptop back out. We're going to go ahead and try one more time on these screws. I'm going to pick some new screws that I had not taken out before. So actually this does feel good in the hand. These little guys here. So I'm taking these screws out. Is it magnetic? Magnetism is not bad. We'll test that, get at least 3 of these out. There's 2. Yeah. So these work really well too. Again, the neat thing about it is there's just so many neat options out there for tools. So you can see this one here. You know, I'll go ahead and pick these up. I have not lost the screws yet. I'm wiggling them around. So very good magnetism, even on the smallest. Hey, should we sing happy birthday for Matthew here? Matthew says it was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. Thank you for spending the day after your birthday with us here. I'm going to go ahead and put these back in. So not bad. Again, even on the smallest size, you can get some pretty good tools out there for less than $10. Now, yeah, can you spend more? Can you get Craftsman hand tools and use them? I'm sure you can. I've been a little bit unhappy with the warranties on my tools lately, you know, even the Craftsman and other ones, but so far, not bad. Okay, so that was the Hardin set. I was looking forward to that one. The coating came off when I torqued that one down a little bit. Benefits are that it comes with its own little tool holder, which is pretty cool. So that was kind of neat. We're going to take and look at the very last set now. Let me go ahead and pull this one up. So this is a 6-piece rotation screwdriver, they're calling it here. So Rotation is the company name. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down a little bit just because we are close now. This is a smaller box. Now, this is the only one that came in an actual box to open. And is it taped? No, good. I don't have another extra layer to go through. So overall, similar fit and finish. Okay. A couple things I like about these now. It does have a scalloping, but it's this direction. So it does fit between the knuckles a little better. Maybe for smaller hands. It does have that soft touch rubber. That's kind of an advantage. As far as the treatment on the ends, let's see if I can show you a difference here. So all of these, let me see if I can grab the side camera here. So on the GoPro, you can see that that one over here on this side just doesn't look as good. It looks like they're just painted and not treated in any way. So some of these, the earlier ones that I was showing you, said that they were satin. But this one looks like somebody dipped it through some paint. So Not as high a quality, but you know what? These are $7.99. So if you need a full set for less than $8, not a bad deal. So I'm going to go ahead and put this box off to the side, and we are going to go ahead and drive a couple of these screws in. We're going to go back over to our side camera so you can see how much work I'm putting into this. I'm going to pick the Phillips 2x100 that they have here. Now, again, they have a Phillips 1x100 and then a 0x75 that I was using on the smaller stuff. So I'm going to go with the largest one. It engages the drywall screw really well. Not bad. It is a very sticky. That's one thing I'll give it. So it's like when you're trying to spin it freely in your hand here, it sticks a little bit. Let's see if I can drive this screw. Not bad. Let's see if I need a little more force. There we go. Not bad. So again, we're just putting hand screws in here. Who's going to screw drywall screws by hand? Not too many people. Most of the time when I'm using a screwdriver, I'm taking things apart. Didn't have any cars or anything to take apart in here, taking headlights off or doing something. Not bad. Not bad at all. So that one does engage. It didn't cam out. I don't like the treatment on the end of these, but are they a good set for the price? Not bad either. Just kind of a unique look to them. They have on the bottom here, the edge, they have that kind of hexagonal pattern. And you could potentially, you can't drive one through the other. I just noticed this on the other ones. It was small enough that you could actually drive one through if you needed to get some torque, maybe to break something free. And nobody recommends hammering on the end of these ever, but people do it all the time. So this one is a much more rounded shape than all the other ones. So maybe that's why they would spin in the hand pretty well. So I could see that. Does not have the 125 millimeter 5-inch distance. So you're not going to get as far down into a computer case if you're looking for something like that, but it's $8. So you got to keep that in mind. So not bad. And that was from Rotation. The last product we have, which is coming up here, let me go ahead and tag them real fast in the Amazon. Thanks, Richard. I love it. There's somebody called 5,000 likes. I wish I could get to there. Richard and Argood, thank you so much on that. The last product I have here is actually from a company that did send this out to me for a fair and honest review, and it is a set of mini blinds. So if you're looking for blinds, I had to take forever to get the ones here for my window in my studio, and you had to get them custom cut, and you had to wait, and you had to deliver them, and you're getting a 6-foot package or whatever. You can order blinds now on Amazon, and they're blackout or light filtering, depending on what you want. So this is the product right now from Hot Soon is the company. I'm going to take you first to their Amazon page, and then I'm going to show you my video of it because I just installed the last set right before the show. It was that easy. So this is from Hot Soon. Now, if you go to pick them, there's going to be a gazillion different size choices here. So you've got a ton of size choices. Custom size is one of the options. And when you do custom size, you can actually specify the size to them and they'll cut it to measure. But if you have one of the standard sizes, which is great, they can actually cut it to whatever size you need. So I think mine was like a 72 by 36. So you can go down here and you can pick whatever you want. And then there's a ton of options. You have several different types. So you're going to have the blackout versus non. And you have light filtering or blackout. So light filtering is going to let some light through, and blackout is completely dark. And so in my daughter's new room, we went with the blackout white, and we needed another set to match because on the front of the house, that's one of the things nobody tells you if you're a guy and you buy a house. What people see from the street, you want it to be even. So if you got different window treatments and different windows, you're going to see things that look different from the street. But this was really nice. I actually did record this because it's hard to bring such a large unit into the studio. So I'm going to pull this up for you guys, and you're going to get to see my daughter's new room that I've been working on. Just would remind you, if you want to see more of that kind of stuff, follow me on the socials, and that's where you can find me. I'm going to go ahead and get this one playing, and I'll narrate through. There's my daughter and her bunny, Brownie. Brownie's getting a new room here, and I'll narrate the whole process here. So that's her new room getting put together. This is me putting the shades in. So you can see she has these curtains, which we got from IKEA a long time ago. And we wanted something to block out all of the light because she's one of our ones that gets up really early in the morning. Easiest thing to do, measure in 3 places, bottom, middle, and top. Take the smallest of the measurements. And then the same thing, left, right, middle. Take the smallest of those measurements. That's what you use. Now, these things are shipped and cut perfect. There was 2 that came in here. I installed one already to test it out. The unit has all the hardware you need right there at the end, unless you drop it like me, and set those up. You really only need a screwdriver and a tape measure to do this whole process. There's a little cord holder here you'll see coming up. And these have a very interesting lever to bring them up and down. I've seen it at a few hotels, and there's the clip system. Installing these couldn't be easier. I actually only used 1 screw because the way that they mount. I just go ahead and put it right to the back there and screwed it in. I've done this on the other window, so it made it a lot easier. So I just put the screws that are included. Didn't even need to pre-drill because my windows, honestly, the wood is so soft on these that it didn't take much at all. I put 3 of them, even though they included 4, and 3 was not a problem. You can, the wider the window is, the more of these little retainers you'll need. Super easy to do the next step here. So I got all of these things installed. You can see, I think I only had this at like 2x speed. That's all it was. And so, this thing can be installed in just a few minutes. You go ahead and take the strap off here. You can decide if you want it to roll down from the front or the back side. I want it to roll down closest to the window here. So that's what I did there. Now you just literally push from the front and click in on the back. So that's all you got to do to put them in. Now, if you want to take them off, if you're doing some work or maintenance, you push them in and pull down from the back and you can unhook them. It's that easy. So there, I was just making sure it was all tight, and then I can start to reel them up and down. They come with this continuous cord reel. You can see how quickly they go up and down. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is to hook the cord, because you don't want your kids to be swinging from the cord, yank and do whatever. So it includes this ingenious little bearing here that you put down at the bottom to hold the cord. And now the kids aren't going to be, swinging from it. I went and did it one-handed here. That's all it took. And now I've got a really slick way to open and close the mini blinds, or not the blinds, the blackout curtains here. So in her room, I'll show you the final look here. I wanted to get this room completely dark so that she'll go to sleep on time. Take a look at this. When I turn the light out, there's a little tiny bit of light on the edges, but that's expected. You put the old blinds around. This is the highest sun we've had in a long time. And of course, I didn't change the HDR on this one, so you're not seeing it on this. Sorry about that. I'll fix that in the final video. But that was another room that we had just done another matching set in for my son. So they sent this out for a fair and honest review. I'll take you back over to their Amazon page here, and we can take a look, and then we will wrap up. But very simple to operate, UV protection. So I can tell you, in my daughter's room, we didn't have shades. The furniture has started to fade. My wife and I are looking at getting the glider we have in there recovered because the sun has faded out the fabric in it. So this is UV blocking, easy to clean, noise reduction is what they're saying here. They do have several colors. So they've got a beige, a white, and a black, and then they have the light filtering or blackout is your choice. So if you're looking to make a room dark, you can do this. Reliable top rail, stable bottom rail, and high quality fabric. And if you let them sit out for a while too, they will actually relax a little bit if they've had some sun. So I came right out of the box, and so mine at the bottom had a little bit of memory, but it'll actually, once you have it mounted, it'll relax and do really well. So there is how you measure. Go ahead and measure. The window depth needs to be at least 2 inches. Blind equals window width minus a half an inch. So they're saying the width, try to take a half inch off. I do the 3 measure system where you measure top, middle, bottom. So they're saying take a half inch. I would trust them and do that. But these are guaranteed. I haven't had any issues with them here. And I'm just double checking. Yeah, this is the custom one. And then outside mount. There's another mounting option if you absolutely need to. Let me see if I can click the image properly. So an outside mount, this is another option that you can literally mount those things that I mounted vertically. You can mount them over the top of the window. So if you do that, here's what you do. Just add 4 inches to the blind width and height. So if you want to cover up your entire window and you've got the room, you can go ahead and do that really easily. So I want to thank Hotsoon for sending out that kit. My daughter and her bunny are going to be very excited. Who wants to see the bunny again real quick before I shut down? I've got it right here queued up. I can just bring her up real fast. That is my daughter and her bunny Brownie. that we got. Yeah, it was like a dare. I had to get brownie. Chuck says, great show, John. Got to head out. He already grabbed one. I'm going to give him a ding because he did purchase. So thanks, Chuck, for the purchase there. And he's excited to give those to his kid. So it's been a great show today. Thank you guys all for tuning in. This has been John, the Net Guy. I'm going to go ahead and shut us down on Amazon. If you have any questions, feel free to follow me up on any of the social platforms. I should be here next week, and I've got a bunch of nerdy tech stuff. I've got some headphones. I've got 3 mini PCs that showed up, and I don't know if I'm going to do a special mini PC event or what, but I got a lot of cool stuff coming. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Thanks, everybody. See y'all later.